Hi everyone, welcome back. Thanks for joining me today. This is Jana with Purple Girl Crafts. Today we are going to be making this cute little treat holder. This would be great for a last minute gift or for, just a stocking stuffer. It's just really cute because it's got a little window where you can see what's inside. So let's get started. So the first thing we need is our scoreboard. And our first piece, this is going to be cut at 8.5 by 7. We're going to turn that back on the 8.5-inch side, and we are going to score this. We're going to score at 2 inches and 6.5. Then we're going to turn it on the other side, and we are going to score this at 2 and 5. So you should have those score marks, and we'll just set that aside for right now. Then we need one piece at 11 by 5. And we're going to do some markings on this before we score it. So we're going to put this off to the side just for a few minutes and we'll get back to it. Then we need a couple of pieces for the pattern paper on the outside. And we need 2 pieces that are 2 7/8 by 4 7/8. And then we'll need 2 pieces that are 1 7/8 by 4 7/8. Then we need one piece that is 1/2 by 8.5, and this is just for the little pull tab that we're going to add. Right, so we are done with our scoreboard for right now, so we're going to put it to the side. And we're going to work on this piece that is 11 by 5. We're going to do a couple markings. So we're going to mark this at 2 1/16, 5 1/8, 7 3/16, and 10 1/4. So you should have your 4 markings just like that. Now we're going to grab our scoreboard again, because now we are going to do the scoring. And I'm going to just pull this up just so I'm close up so you can see. So you can see my lines don't match up. So I'm going to turn this the other way just so when I'm scoring, I've got that top border to hold my paper straight. So I'm going to line up each dash mark so it's in one of the little creases so that I can score. And I'm just going to score all the way up, making sure that your paper is straight. And then just score that out. Then I'm going to move the next one over just till I get it into a slot where I can score it, making sure my paper's right. Don't pay attention to the top numbers. Just make sure it's firmly up on the top. And again, just keep doing it until you've got them lined up so that you can score it. So that's the easiest way. If you don't have a scoreboard that's got the 16th inches on it, this is an easy way to do it. Just make sure your paper is straight when you score it. Right, so those are the 4 score lines that we have. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to put one piece on here. We're doing it on the larger panel, and we're doing it on the one that's away from the last tab. And this will be for the top of the box. So we're just going to put that piece on and making sure it's straight. It's just got a very, very slight border on it. If you didn't want to do it, you could make it a little bit smaller if you wanted a larger border around the top or around the outsides of it. And so we're going to move our scoreboard. I'm going to crease that out, just make sure it's good. We're going to grab our trimmer and we're going to cut a window. Now you can cut any size window you want from here. So I'm not going to put any measurements up. I'm going to do it about 3/4 of an inch. And I'm going to go 3/4 of an inch from the score line to the other score line. And then I'm going to go in just a little bit, probably, maybe 1.5 inches. And I'm going to do the same thing. As you can see, it's very hard even for me to see this. Making sure my paper's straight. And then I'm just going to cut again the same length I cut the other one. I'll turn this over so you can see. So I have my 2 score marks. Then I'm going to flip the paper to the other side. And we're going to connect those 2 score marks. And we're going to cut through, or the 2 cut lines, I'm sorry. So it's very hard for me to even see, so I'm trying to figure out where they are. I'll line it up with the track in my trimmer. And then I'm going to cut between those 2 cuts I just made. And I just heard it pop. So I know I've cut through to the end. And then I'll line up the other track. Again, this is very hard to see on this blue and white paper. Kind of using the snowflakes as a guide to see where I want to line it up. And then just again, cut between those 2. And there is the little window that you cut out. So now we're going to put some acetate on here. So I'm just going to line this up, make sure I've got a big enough piece. I'm just going to freehand cut a piece out. No one's going to see it, so it doesn't have to be perfect. So that will sit on top of here. I'm going to use my red tape because this really holds good on acetate. I'm going to move the acetate out of the way, and I'm going to put the red tape on the card base itself. And once I have all of those down, I'm going to take my bolt folder. We're just going to crease those out. And then we'll just pop all 4 of those pieces off. You can glue this too, but I find that glue doesn't stick to the acetate as well. And then we're going to put our acetate on top. But now if you notice this acetate is cloudy, that's because it's got a film on both sides. So I'm going to pull that off. And it's just to protect it. This acetate comes from Barely Art. See, when you lay it down, then I'm going to crease out that tape, and you can see where the tape is. It kind of highlights it. And then I'll remove the other piece of acetate on the other side. And now I've got a perfectly clear, nice, clean window. So now what we're going to do is we're going to fold this. We're going to take all those fold lines and just crease them out, or the score lines. And we're going to fold all of these in the same direction. Then we are going to glue this. So we're going to put glue on this last tab and secure this down. So let me turn this way so I can glue it. Now you could use tape again here if you wanted to. I just like the glue because I can move it around if I don't get it straight. Now I don't want to lay this down because I don't want glue on that window. So I'm just going to hold this, glue it, and then once I have it down and I know it's straight, I'll fold it the opposite that way so that I can crease out that fold. So I just want to make sure I don't get any glue on that window. Perfect. All right, so we're going to set that aside and we're going to work on the base piece of the box, or the inside of the box. We're going to take all of our score lines and we're going to crease all of those out. So there should be 4 total that we're doing. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a mark on here. So this is 3 inches, so I'm going to go 1.5. And then we're going to grab that little piece of paper. So I want to make sure that this is wide enough, and we're going to make just a little slit in our paper. So I'm just going to take my knife and I'm just going to draw a slit on either side of that score mark. just so we've got a slit where that little white piece can fit through, because that's going to be the little pull tab that will pull the box out. And then I'm just taking that piece that we cut, I'm going to fold it in half, and then we're just going to feed that through. And you just want it just out just enough. Oh boy, I was not in the center. You guys could have told me I didn't mark it. Oh boy. Okay, well, anyway, I guess my measurement was off, but you do want that in the center, but we're just gonna leave it. It's just a pull tab, so it doesn't, I mean, it doesn't have to be perfect. It is homemade, right? I mean, everybody makes mistakes. Right, so we're gonna glue this piece down. You want to make sure it's straight up and down and sideways too, I guess. And then I'll glue the second one on top. And I just did it, folded it and did it in half so that I've got it a little bit more strength on it. And we're going to put a piece of paper over there. Okay. I'm going to grab my pencil and just erase those two white marks that I had on there. Oh boy. Can't believe it's not straight. Okay. Oops. Didn't get enough glue on there. Just going to put a little bit more glue in here. I really don't need it because, again, we're going to put another piece on top of here. All right, so we're going to glue another piece down. We're going to glue it right on the inside on the bottom. And then I'll just give the bottom of the box some color. Perfect. All right, so now we're going to cut this. So we're going to cut on the long side. We're going to cut just on the line on each one of these. So go ahead and turn it and do the end again. And as you fold this in, if you see that yours are just not even and it's a little bit too tall on there, you can go ahead and you can trim off just a little bit on the outside. So I'm just going to cut just a little minor side corner off, just like that. But you're going to do it just on the far edge of each one. So that's why I flipped it over so I can make sure I'm staying on the same side. And then flip it and then just do the last side. This way they'll just tuck in nicely and you won't see them. Then we're going to glue these to each other and then to the side of the panel. So it'll just sit just like that. So I'm going to put glue just on this one first panel. And then I'm just going to make sure it's straight on the edge and the top. And then I'll glue the next panel down. Oops, got too much glue on there. Darn it. And then glue that side down. And turn it and do the exact same thing on the other side. This one's a little bit harder because it's already folded. So that's for the inside of the box. And then this will fit right inside. Just like that. And you want to make sure that does pull out and slides nicely. Then we're going to put side panels on this. So we're going to put panels on both of the sides. Make sure it's even. Just like that. And I'm just going to put just some candies here. This is all I had available. So just to show you what it looked like. So how cute is that with just the candies in it? Just let you see what's in there. And right, so then I've got my little reindeer. And I also have this little sign I made. It says Season's Greetings, and I added a snowflake ornament to it. So I think I'm going to put this on this side and then put the reindeer just about there. So I'm using just some clear dots and adding some additional snowflakes around it just to decorate it. I'm going to put one on the back of the snowflake. These are pretty sticky, so once I stick this down wherever it sticks, that's where it's staying. And then we'll just put that there. And then we'll put our little donkey. And I'm doing the same thing. I'm just going to put some dots on him. Did I say donkey? I meant reindeer. I'm so sorry. And then I'm just going to put just a couple more snowflakes around. And again, these are just some plastic ones that I got at Michael's. They're probably 5, 6, 7 years old. And I'm just going to add them. I'm going to put a pop dot just on the back of the tag just to make it stay. Put it right about there. He's just a little bit, I must be having a crooked day or something. I don't know. All right. And then we'll put another pop dot up on top. I'll put it right next to the little sign. And then one right above his head. I'm just going to add a couple more just to the sides of the box, just to give it a more snowflake three-dimensional look. Okay, that is it. That is the little treat box that we made today. I want to thank you for joining me. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do so. Until next time, happy crafting. Thanks for watching. Season's greetings. Bye-bye.